Hello, and welcome to Relatable Bitches podcast. I'm your host, Tina, and
We're so excited to have you here with us today.
this is the space where we'll dive into all the messy, beautiful, and totally relatable aspects of life, from family and friends to career struggles and everything in between. We're here to keep it real and have some fun.
That's right. Our goal is to create a community where we can laugh, cry, and feel understood. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's get into today's episode. Any personal stories or experiences shared on this podcast are unique to the individuals involved and should not be considered universal or applicable to all situations. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Relatable Bitches podcast. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome.
Hello.
We're happy to have you.
Yes.
So today we're talking about flying with babies.
Is it babies like up to what age? Maybe we can start with that. Like 5 children?
Is that a baby?
No,
Or
I'm
is that
just
a
saying,
child?
Like
Like,
flying
that to
with
me is
children.
a-
Flying with babies and children. Like up to what age? I guess maybe we could talk about that.
For me,
Mm.
if the child doesn't speak, they shouldn't be on a plane.
Ooh. Okay.
No, do you know why?
Mm.
So I'm really sensitive when it comes to my hearing.
Yeah.
A baby crying on a plane
Mm-mm.
is so high pitched.
Mm.
It's like I'm getting my teeth pulled out without any
Mm.
anesthetic. Anesthesia? Anesthetic?
I have no idea.
What makes you go numb?
Anesthesia.
Anesthesia?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or are they the exact same thing?
I think
I
it's-
don't know.
I have no idea. You know me
Anyway.
in words.
So that's, I personally don't like flying on the same plane when there's babies,
Mm.
like newborns and stuff,
Mm.
because I don't like flying. My ears get blocked or they start popping. I'm uncomfortable on a plane. The altitude, I start getting headaches and start feeling really airsick and all that sort of stuff. And now you're taking a child on a plane that's going to be screaming at such a high pitch in an enclosed space where I can't leave.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what kind of noise cancelling headphones you have, that shit seeps in. So I am not a fan. I am the type of person that if flights were offered that were childless flights, no babies, or if it was like babies are in a soundproof section.
In a box in the back, yeah.
Put them in the front. Put them in the front. Sound travels forward.
Mm-mm.
So I want you in the front and I want to be in the back where I can't hear shit. I just want to hear the engines of the plane.
We live such different lives.
But
I get it.
I can't handle my dog barking next to me, my Pomeranian,
Mm-mm.
because her pitch is so high.
Yeah.
If I am in the house and all the windows and doors are closed
Mm.
and she's literally next to me on the couch barking,
Mm.
I can't handle it. I
Mm.
cannot handle my ears. It feels like my eardrums are going to burst.
Mm.
So I'm not doing it because I don't like kids. I love kids. I don't, personally have them myself,
Yeah.
but it's more the sound
Yeah.
that it annoys me and it really irritates gives me headaches and all
Yeah.
sorts. But it's not to say it's the child. I blame the parents. You decided to get on the plane with the child and the child can't tell you that it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It can't tell you that its ears are blocked.
Mm.
So you're there walking up and down the aisle patting its back like it needs to burp when realistically it wants its eardrums to pop.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Look, I have flown with newborns, like both my kids, both the second last two have flown with us when they were like 3 months old. And we've flown all the way here from America to Australia. And I've done, I shouldn't say research, but I've done to where it's just like when we're going up, I let them drink the bottle. So it's just like they're doing that, whatever. I guess kind of like you're chewing gum. Look, I don't know about all the pressure, the scientific of it all, whoever's going to come at me, but it's work.
Yeah.
And for me, maybe it is because I tune that out. Like I just don't hear it. Like I just don't like, and again, it's probably because I have 20 million children and I just don't hear, like, I remember it was like, even coming here, this past one, driving, flying over here, there was a baby in the middle, or like, cause I was on the window and, it's like it's like seats and then aisle, seats, aisle. So they were in the middle. I didn't even know there was a baby till then because I don't know, maybe unless it was a really good baby, or I just tune it out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, flying with babies, and look, some people have good choices in it. Some people, depending on their child, it's a good or a bad thing. I would always recommend, if they're older, like 2 years old or older, do a short flight, because if you do try to do a long haul, it's so different from when it's a baby. Because when I've flown back with the kids, all 4 of them, and it was just me from the Philippines, I feel like it was more work having them 3, because they all had their opinions, and they were like, Mom, it's hot. Mom, it's this. Mom, why do I not to sit here? Da, da. It was so much more stressful than when it was when they were babies. Because when they were babies, I'm like, here's a coloring book, take it for a ride. Or here's your milk, take it for a ride.
But what do you classify a baby? Because to me, a baby, a baby is something that you're holding. They can't even walk yet.
Yeah. But I feel like that was easier for
And
me.
then you've got like toddler, which I'm classifying as a small child. Yeah, I don't classify a toddler as a baby.
Okay, babies, I feel like
I'm specifically talking like when I'm saying annoying on a plane, I'm talking about a baby, like the one like
Well, I mean, my experience with babies,
not walking.
Yeah, my experience with babies were a lot easier than the ones that were talking.
Yeah,
because even the ones that are from 2 and up, like, they're kicking stuff, and I feel horrible.
Did you look at the people's faces around you?
Oh, just the thing is, funny enough, I've always traveled with I've always traveled with more than one person, or more, like, so it was like the people around us was us. And like, again, my eldest and my son, like, because when we came with 4 of us, I couldn't find a row for all 4 of us. So we had to split up in the 3-3, and they were, the 2 in the front, they were fine because they're older. They know. My youngest, that's when she was the one that was like, Mom, it's hot. Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I'm this. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Remember when you were a baby and you just got off? But I guess that's to me, the babies are easier than toddlers. Or, I mean, I guess if they're like 6 or over, it's a little bit easier as well. Cause I could be like, you do anything, watch me. Like, I know they know better. But then again, some people that might not be okay with that will have that issue. But again, I tune it out. Again, I didn't know there was a baby around me on the plane here. And that was like a 15-hour flight. Again, unless I was that, I guess I'm just like not. I don't know this.
No, but you probably wouldn't realize if there was like kids running around screaming outside.
Yeah, correct.
Because you are a parent. Where I would hear it, like I will hear it as they're walking in the front door.
You were like, I could feel it.
It's like my spider senses are tingling. There are children about. There are minors around. I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, and no, I don't mean that. It's like, for me, like I said, for me specifically, I don't like kids on a plane.
Yeah.
Children, babies on a plane, because their crying pitch is next level.
Yeah, depends on
it is next level on a plane.
Yeah. Because even I've had good flights.
I could hear babies crying outside and it doesn't bother me. I don't care.
Because you're not getting the sound.
It's not the it's not the high pitch, like scream of needing something, or it's different.
Yeah.
And even if they do it out in public, it doesn't sound the same because they're not in an enclosed area.
That's very
the
true.
sound doesn't bother me if they
doesn't bounce off. Yeah.
Exactly. On a plane, it's compressed. All the sound is just bouncing off the freaking airplane walls. And straight into your ears.
Yeah. Oof.
So that's my thing. Like, I also don't like a baby crying in an elevator that I'm in.
That's true.
Do you get what I mean? It's that enclosed space with the child that's crying. It's like the pitch goes up.
Yeah.
It gets louder. It's more amplified. That's what it is that I don't like. It's not that the kids.
Yeah, correct.
If the kid was just being a little bit fussy and stuff like that.
Sorry, yeah.
I wouldn't care. Like, it would not bother me.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen fussy kids on planes and babies and, you know, and the most you get, like, they're just making their little sounds and all the rest of it. I couldn't care less about.
Yeah.
But if we're going to have a rule of, okay, you can't control your child because you don't want to parent properly and your child's out of control running up and down the aisle.
That's different.
Or your baby is at such a high decibel that now only dogs can hear it.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out. I've actually been on a plane where a mother, a newborn, like she just recently had a newborn, I think maybe a month or something like that. She gave me earplugs.
Oh, wow. How sweet of her. Okay.
And she was like, I'm so sorry. I just got this where everyone was going to be sitting around us.
Yeah.
And I was like, Bless you. Give me them.
I was like, how considerate of you. No, to me, again, maybe because I just don't, like I have kids, I just never really thought about it. But for me, like I do.
Us childless folk, we can hear it.
Yeah, I've tuned it out. Like even now, like when there's things going on at home, I'm just like, oh, remember the voice record I sent you?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, I gotta go. And you were like, what is going on?
What is happening? Is somebody being murdered in the background? Why are they screaming like that? What's going on?
I was like, there's somebody, because it was so cute. I was like, okay, I gotta go. And you're probably like, what? Why are you so like, is somebody dying?
Yeah, I don't know who the hell that was. I was like, shit.
Yeah. And you were like, and I'm like, I gotta go. Like so calm, like, I'll see you later.
I was waiting for you to message me and be like, so when are you having children?
Oh, would you like to have a couple of them?
Actually, that's one of my favorite things. So because I'm childless, I have friends that will sit there for 2 hours while we're having coffee or lunch, will tell me about what a terrible time they're having with their child, meaning the stage that they're at, or the fact that they're not getting the sort of support from their partners that they actually need when it comes to having a child, all that sort of stuff. And then they have the audacity to end the conversation with, so when are you going to have babies? I'm like, well, after your fucking sales pitch, guess what? I'm making my husband get a vasectomy now. Are you kidding me?
No.
You cannot whinge to me for an hour or 2 hours about how much you're hating your life, how much you wish you never had children, how much you wish you never got married, but then have the audacity to ask me when I'm going to start pushing them out.
You know, it's funny.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, you know, it's so funny when people like ask me like, if I'm like, oh, how is having kids? I go, it's not like something I recommend. Like I don't put it in the billboard to say go, or even being married. Or people are like, oh, like I love the ones like, you've been married for a long time. Like, how does it feel? I was like, look, I don't recommend it. Like, it's not something that's recommended to other people in the world. But again, it's just more like my kids love them. Again, it was my choice to have them. So they have no choice, So not no choice, but like, you know what I mean? Like they came into the world and it's funny. My eldest has said that before.
Yeah.
Cause she was like, well, you're the one who wanted to have children, Mom. So that's just, and I'm just like, this girl. I was like, man, like I can throw that in my face. But she's right. There's no doubt about it. So actually, since we're talking about the airplane in general, okay, children. Okay, obviously they're children. But what about like whinging adults? How do you feel about that?
I want to kick them in the face.
Yeah, I had one that was really weird. I've had pretty good flights.
I have been on so many. I hate flying. Okay, I hate flying.
Okay.
But I've been on so many flights. Not only have I traveled the world.
Yeah. So for work too, huh?
On multiple occasions. I've traveled for work and all sorts of things. So personal, work, all of the above. And my experience, like the difference is between kids and adults is you can tell an adult to shut the fuck up.
True facts.
You say that to a kid and
you're mean.
Well, if you're childless or you understand because you have children, you're like, you know what? I wish I could say that to them.
Yeah.
I can't because I'm the parent.
Yeah.
But I wish I could.
You.
But you said what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I've had people say that to me as well.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm so glad that you said that because you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad you said it before I did. Like, you don't need to scream. You throw yourself onto the floor and chuck a tantrum. I still don't know what the hell you want. You know, when my niece and nephew would do that, I'd just step over them. Keep walking.
Yeah. You know, it's funny.
I didn't give a shit.
As a parent.
You do you.
And as a
I'm
mom,
not your parent.
As a parent, as a mom, we've had burnt out mom, previous or even now sometimes. When I yell at the kids, sometimes I'm just like, my God, like, how did this happen? Like, but then at the same time, it's like I'm overstimulated. It's a lot. So I think, it takes time to learn those things. But no, I think as adults, especially like again in a plane, when people get so cranky, and I'm just like, everybody's trying their best. But obviously, there's times when you're like, you're right, like you have a good enough reason of why you're acting like that. But sometimes on the plane, I'm like, oh, you guys are some people are just a little feisty, especially when they're sitting in the back economy with me or like basic economy. Like if you really wanted a good seat, you should, go to the front. I'm just saying.
Well, that also depends on what airline you're flying with because I've paid a buttload of money to be at the front.
And nothing.
And got treated like shit.
Ooh, okay.
Usually an American type of airline, but we won't go there in this episode.
Ooh, yeah, this is
racist
the first.
As fuck, though. I have so much to say when it comes to some of those airlines.
There's some are good, some are bad. But the two that I really love, like out of all the airlines I've ever flown into,
going to be a smart ass then. I'm just going to keep my opinion to myself.
No, but for me, the two airlines that I've loved, like in flying with, has been Canada and Japan, because everyone else was not very nice, and I was just like, ugh, like what is happening? Where's? And I think because I've been in customer service, I'm like, you could be a little bit like. The other person might be mean to you, but I said thank you to you. So, you know, so like chill.
See, I think Singapore Airlines, Emirates, there are some that are just fantastic.
Yeah, I really want to
absolutely fantastic. I've flown with so many different airlines. Yeah, I know which ones are my favorite.
Yes, correct.
I know which ones I'm going to have a real good experience with.
Yes, correct.
And none of them belong to America. No, like I kid you not, every time I've flown to America, I've had the worst experience with their airlines. The worst. My husband didn't even get fed on a flight.
Oh, yeah, I remember you had mentioned.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
And that had an old man who's looking at those on the YouTube channel. Man. You can tell that I was trying to say something else. Yeah. But there was an old man that literally broke a seat that got treated better.
Yeah.
Than what my husband and I did.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, it does pay to be white in America. Apparently.
Look, I feel like, we're going to touch a little bit on that. I truly feel like it really depends what side of America, what I really have realized these past couple of years, because it's
so you're saying that if I'd caught that same flight to Florida, I would have had a different experience?
Depends. Not Florida as a whole. I feel like between Florida and California, they're two different. But
by your theory, what you're saying is that I could take that same flight to a different destination in America and I'll have a different experience.
No, the people, not the flight. I'm talking about the people.
Yeah, but we're talking about the flight.
Oh no,
we're talking specifically about the flight experience.
Because I had a lady that was the same race. I mean, around the same race as me. That was really rude on that, and she spilled water on me, and then she was like, "Oh," and I'm like. Bro, and I was pregnant. I was super pregnant.
But we all know that there's always people when it comes to our own cultures.
Yeah,
she probably looked at you and was like, you have no money. I can tip this on you.
Yeah, and I think that's the part of it. That's what I mean.
And I'm not saying she looks like she has no money, people. Do not come at me. But it's the same thing. Like when Chileans look at me, they just think, oh, you're just another Chilean from, the slum. It's not, you're not from the rich areas. You're not from.
Yeah.
So you get treated the same.
Yeah. And that's what I think.
I've been on LAN Chile and it wasn't a good experience. They don't treat Chileans well.
Yeah, it's weird, hey.
Exactly. It was like, if you were a different nationality, you were treated better than if you could actually speak Spanish.
We should have an episode of that because.
And I kid you not, because when I spoke English, they treated me better than what they treated my mum.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, she has. It's mainly like, oh, you have money type.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm sitting next to her. How do you not? We look the same. How do you not know that I'm her child? She's got the money. I have nothing.
Right? Like
I'm a teenager.
Yeah, I'm just here for here. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just here because I'm getting dragged along when I'm family holiday.
But I think that's what I think in the flights and stuff. It's really the experience, right? Because there's some that have been wonderful, even with kids or with great weird adults or whatnot. It's really the airlines that bring it back, because I really want to take Emirates, because I have not heard.
Emirates is amazing.
Like I have not really heard. Like if I really think about it, I haven't heard anything bad. Even Singapore,
Singapore is incredible.
Because,
but Singapore has incredible standards when it comes to customer service.
In general.
Yes,
they are. I want to go.
So when it comes to their airline, they hold the exact same high standards.
Yeah, they're just so.
I mean, you won't even find one of their hostess with a hair out of place.
Oh, yeah.
They are perfect.
And
Emirates is exactly the same.
Yeah. But I guess it depends what and where you're going and what airlines and people's perspective, because even the flight itself, like how they're being hosted, that's when you, like for me, what I've seen with children, with depending on the airlines we've been in, some were very attentive, some could care less,
Look,
and it's fine.
Yeah. And look, I've had better experiences on Mexican low budget airlines than what I have some of Americans airlines. Like United, what a disaster.
We are not friends with. I'm not friends.
I am not friends with United at all.
like how I was shocked how they did that. And then it was just the reply that was just like, sorry, that's not our responsibility. I'm like, kind of is. Because that's like a whole ADA stuff that I feel like you guys should be aware of. But again, that's just, that's my experience on it.
And different people are going to have different experience. Like I've had some people that are like, oh my God, I only catch United because of this and this and this, and they're amazing and they're this. And I'm like, you're delusional, but hey, who am I to say? It's not my experience.
Yeah. But
it's not.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same because I've flown into like, look, we did Spirit. Is that Spirit? The one? Is that Spirit? Gosh, I don't know. From the Philippines to here. Is it Spirit? It's a yellow one. Is it Spirit? Is it Spirit? Okay.
Oh my God, what was it called?
But
no, I don't think it was. No, it was called something else, I think. Oh shoot, what was it called?
Spirit. Yeah, it is Spirit. Yeah, Spirit. Spirit Airlines. They're like newer kind of ish, but they are, because there's Spirit. I've taken Spirit and they were okay. They weren't bad. Definitely.
Who's Spirit run by? What is that? I have not. Is that new? What?
Yeah. Yeah, Spirit Airlines.
What's the one that just closed down?
Oh, I don't know. But Spirit Airlines, Spirit Frontier, JetBlue, Southwest. Those ones I've had good experience about it. Those are like lower. They say it's lower tiers, but that's the thing, right? Like it just really depends on what you experience, because it also depends on the freaking flight attendant. They could be in the nicest thing, and they just whatever. Look at even here. Actually, let's talk about the top 10 airlines in the world. Qatar, Emirates.
Let's start that again.
Yeah. How do you
say Qatar?
Please say it. Qatar. Yeah, Qatar.
Qatar. Gonna start quacking soon.
Qatar, Singapore, Emirates, ANA with Japan.
Yeah.
Cathay Pacific, Japan.
Cathay Pacific, which one's that?
That's, I believe, China.
China?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Turkish Airlines, Eva Air.
Ew, no. I've flown Turkish Airlines.
You don't have.
I don't agree with that at all.
10. Eva Air, Air France, and Swiss International Airlines. I never heard of that one, but yeah, Swiss International Airlines.
Oh, Swiss is good too.
Yeah, so those are the top 10. So
they're very good.
Yeah, and I think, again, overall, I think maybe it's like airport etiquette or airline etiquette, or just flying. There you go, flying etiquette. Understand that obviously you are sharing, unless you have a private jet plane, which, do you want to borrow mine? No, just kidding. Your face was like, really? Right? I think it's just the etiquette of it all. I just know that there's people around you. And yes, of course, with having the children around, I guess it's just, for me, again, I tried my best to prepare. Of course, there's things that will always happen, knock on wood, but it's just as an adult as well, especially if you're flying alone, like understand that there's, people around you. I try to be as mindful as possible. But again, before we wrap everything up, are you a window seater or an aisle seater? What?
I get air sick.
Oh, okay.
Are you loving the Relatable Bitches podcast? If so, make sure you follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and to get all the updates on when the new episode drops.
Okay, so this is the funniest one. So my last flight, I'm a big girl, right? I am above average. So there were two guys, and they were.
You can see my face, right?
I know, you know what I mean. So they were like, because I love window seat. I love window seats. I just love leaning on there. I like looking at the window. I like going up and down. I like to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's just in my own brain. And for some reason, this flight, I had to go to the toilet. But I try to be courteous and doing it when everyone's awake, like right after lunch or the breakfast.
Yeah.
That was a long ass flight. So it was like basically it was dinner, snack, and then breakfast. So I went those 3 times. So but the guy was like, "Oh, you can just go over us," and I was like, and look, there.
No, you get the fuck up.
I was like,
and you let me out.
I was like, "You tell me." And then they were things. So it wasn't anything crazy, but it was hilarious.
Or better yet, do you want my front or do you want my back?
And I just
I ain't grinding on you with my booty. So, but I also don't want my tits in your face.
It was just the funniest. It was, remember the pink pen guy? He was like,
oh, yeah.
I was like, probably not. And he was not. But that's what I mean. Like for me, it was
Probably not.
right. Probably not. But that's what I mean. It's just the be courteous. It just like for me, I know I'm in a window seat. I know if I gotta go pee, that I'm gonna wait unless I'm busting and dying. Yes, of course. And I would, and that has happened where it was like.
And as the person that wants to sit in the aisle, I don't care how many times you need to get up. As long as you tap me, like if I fall asleep, just tap me on the shoulder. Don't climb over me.
Yes.
Just tap me on the shoulder and just say, I'm so sorry, I need to use the restroom. Or excuse me. I am happy to get up 50 million times on that flight.
Correct. As long as you don't touch me.
As long as you're not straddling me trying to get over me. That's just weird.
It was funny. He was like, over us. I was like.
And then it'd be hella weird if my husband was like, oh yeah, no, just go over.
I would be like, excuse me.
Really?
Yeah, look, they were both.
Maybe if you were single, all right, but no.
Or you have, Oh, but yes, it was just, but as I mean, just being courteous and being mindful of the people around you. And it was nice. And I love being in flights like that because we both, with the three of us, were just cackling and laughing. And of course, she slept. I'm not going to chat with him all the whole freaking 18-hour or how many hours it was. But I think
because you have to go to Canada.
No. Well, this flight was
what was that?
LA. So LA was my stopover. But it was good times. Good times.
That's
and it was good times for a dull moment on the airplane. But I think for the most part of it all, I think we just always want to be courteous and understand that there are people, again, unless you have your own private jet plane, know that you're riding with others.
Yeah, and look. Period. Well, I don't like crying babies on a plane.
I'm not saying
I'm not going to turn around and tell the parent to keep that, like, do you get what I mean? Like, I'm not having to go at the parent. I will just wait until I get off the flight and then go have a whinge to my husband about it.
And that's the good note of it all, what we've been talking about.
I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to crucify the mother.
Oh, of course not. Correct.
I'm not going to sit there or I'm not going to sit there screaming, having to go at them because they had a baby.
Yeah, correct.
There are certain circumstances. Like my own mother had to, when we came to Australia, I was a baby.
How old were you?
1 or 2.
Cute. Okay. I didn't know that.
But do you get what I mean? Like I was a baby and I'm like, that's on you.
Yeah, correct.
Like that's on you. You wanted to fly with a baby on the plane. I didn't have a choice about it.
Yeah, I just went,
And I'm not going to, in turn, I'm not going to be on the plane about, can you shut that thing up?
Yeah,
do you mind just putting a pacifier in or something? Tone it down a little bit? No.
See, that's the thing, you're courteous.
I will literally, I will bust my own eardrums by turning the volume up to the music that I'm listening to.
Yeah.
I will probably put my wireless headphones and then put my Beats headphones on top of them. I will do other things to try and get the sound so I don't hear that high pitch.
But that's what I'm saying. You're courteous enough to do that.
And then I wait until I get off my flight and then I get, my husband goes, how was your flight? And I'll be like, there was a crying fucking baby on the flight. And we were like, oh God, say no more, say no more.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? I am not going to say anything to them. It's not their fault.
Yeah. No, exactly.
While I would prefer them not to be on my flight.
Yeah.
It's the world that we live in. I'm not going to sit there telling other people just because I'm annoyed about it doesn't mean that I'm not queen.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
The world isn't catered to me. No. I'm well aware of that.
You're the cool. Remember we were talking about the king and queen?
But now, I fly with, like, my husband actually, after one flight that I took probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and there was twins.
Oh, wow, okay.
And they were like in sync. When one started, the other one would stop, and then when the other started, the other one would stop, and I was like, oh my God, this isn't happening.
Yeah.
And when I got off the flight, I think it was only like a Melbourne or Queensland flight. So it was only like an hour and a half flight. So it wasn't too long, which wasn't too bad. But when I got back and I was telling my husband about it, the next day he comes inside and he's like, here, we'll leave these inside for you. And they were just like the industrial grade earplugs.
Oh, so sweet.
And now they just live in a drawer so that I can always in my Beats case, I'll always throw a few extra ones of them in there just in case.
Oh, that's so nice.
But see, it's like I did something so that I don't get annoyed because it's something that bothers me. I don't expect other people to cater to my problem, to my trigger of that high pitch where I can't deal with. It doesn't mean that the world, my voice. When I drink, I get high pitch. And some people have said to me like, girl, you got to Like,
Me too.
we've got to bring that voice back down because you're here right now and you sound like Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
And we've got to bring you back down to, The Rock.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, but
That deep voice instead of that high pitch.
But yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just the airplane, the flying etiquette. And I'm glad that you do that because that's what I'm saying. There's people that are just, I'm like, dude, you're a little
I probably should have said that at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah,
at the beginning of the actual episode. People have just waited. They're like, this bitch.
Because I get what you mean. No, what I'm saying, like, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But it's funny enough because I'm the total opposite a little bit because I guess I tune out the kids. But when there's adults that are just like, I'm like, dude, like you're an adult. But that's what I'm saying. For you, you're courteous enough to be like, okay, I'm preparing myself. The fact that you even go in the aisle seat, you know enough that you're like, hey, this is what I need to do. Some people don't have that. And I've gotten on planes when you're just like, dude, like you're an adult. Like
they're self-centered though.
Yeah. Hey, some people just
the world revolves around them. There is no sun. They are the sun.
Yeah. And there's some people that are really like that. And I'm just like, I'm just like, oh man, you're sitting in the back with me though. Like if you were really that, up there, then you'd probably be in wherever or have your own jet plane. So it is what it is.
Exactly. If you ever need to borrow Heinna's,
right?
Just send us an email at info.
Send us an email at info@relatablebitchespodcast.com. Oh Jesus.
And for those of you that aren't understanding the sarcasm, we don't have a private jet. We are broke bitches.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's a podcast.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is.
Is it?
I think so. Oh no, that's a show. Two Broke Bitches or Two Broke
Girls is a TV show. But I'm pretty sure there's a podcast called Broke Bitches or something like that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you so much.
Might have to look into it.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to partner up with them.
That would be
the relatable bitches with the broke bitches.
We all have similarities there. I'm just kidding. It all starts with a B. I'm just kidding. But thank you. No, if there's anything, would you like to add anything else, or there's anything that you think would be in regards to flights or loveliness of flying internationally, domestically?
Maybe we should put a poll on our YouTube channel and get people to vote on. So head to our YouTube channel and we're going to have a poll on there that is like, do you think there should be kid-friendly flights and child-free flights?
Yeah. Ooh.
And would you pay more to be on a child-free flight? Because I know my answer.
Yeah. It depends. I guess it depends when I'm going or what's happening.
Exactly. But if I'm on an international flight and you give me the option for an extra $300, it could be child-free, I'm paying that extra $300 for an international flight.
Yeah. Look, as a parent, I understand. I get it.
A domestic. Oh, look. No, you know what? I lie.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to Perth, the same thing.
How long does it take to get to Perth?
Forever. It's quicker to go to New Zealand.
Everybody always tells me
it depends on where you're from.
On the other side. Yeah. Tell us. You're just kidding. Yep.
Don't forget to head to the YouTube page, like, subscribe, and follow for more.
See ya.
Bye.
And that wraps up another episode of the Relatable Bitches podcast. We hope you enjoyed our chat today and found something that's resonated with you.
If you loved what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. It really helps us reach more relatable bitches like you.
And remember, you can connect with us on social media. All links are in the description.
Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep it real and stay relatable.